Hello y'all and welcome. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about investor mindset. Now, what I'm going to be walking through with you guys today in this video is talking about what is an investment, why do we invest, and what is an investor mindset. Okay, don't click out of this video just yet because a lot of things I'll be sharing with you guys today can be things that can apply to not just your investment life, but also all across different areas of your life. Now, before I get into all of that, I want to shout out my returning subscribers. Really thank you all for coming back and supporting me. It really means a lot. I really appreciate you all. Y'all already know y'all are some real ones. For those who are new to the channel, my name is Faithful Lobby. I post videos every week on topics related to money, mindset, and business. Okay, and today we're going to be talking a little bit more about mindset. At the end of this video, I want you guys to comment down below what your favorite principle is personally for yourself, and your favorite one of the ones that I shared in this video, and what your favorite quote is. Quote it down below in the comments so it can share and inspire other people. What is an investment? So according to Investopedia, an investment is an asset or an item that is acquired with the goal of generating cash or appreciating. But when you think about it, why do we invest in the United States economy? There are two ways of making money in this economy. The first way is either working for yourself or working for someone else, and the second way is by investing in assets that is going to appreciate over time and grow your fortune over time also. Now, these can be different type of investment vehicles that you could take to make yourself income and cash. You could invest in stocks, you could invest in yourself, you could invest in bonds, you could invest in futures, you could invest in options, commodities, whatever vehicle that is that you want to choose to invest in. The main objective and the main goal is to generate cash. Okay, so what is an investor mindset? So I'm going to be sharing with you guys 4 of my core main principles that I've gathered from investors that I really look up to in the financial markets and just overall business investments in general. And these principles that are things, like I said, can be applied in all across different areas of your life, not just in investments. And the first one is, of course, from Warren Buffett. And the first one is know what works for you. The story he tells when he says this quote is the first time he met Bill Gates told him, you should own a computer. And Warren Buffett was like, why? And he was like, you could do your income taxes with it. And Warren Buffett was like, I don't get any income taxes. I don't get any income, so I don't have to file any taxes. And he was like, well, you could do many of other things with it. And Warren Buffett asked him and said, would this change the way people chew gum? And Bill Gates was like, probably not. And Warren Buffett said, would it change the type of gum people eat? And Bill Gates said, most likely not. And then Warren Buffett was like, okay, you stick to computers, I will stick to gums. And this is portraying the fact that Warren Buffett knew that he knew nothing about the technology world, but he knew enough about Coke. He knew enough about Bank of America to make sure he understood that business before he got into it. Now, this leads me to my second one. And the second one is learn from your mistakes. This one comes from Ray Dalio. And I took this from his book, Principles. I recommend this book for any and everybody. This is a book that can be applied in not just your professional life, but also in just your life in general. Now, he talks about learning from your mistakes, and I know this is a very broad one, but specifically he talks about how every time he makes a mistake, he really sits back and reflect in that painful moment and write down and ask himself, why did I make this mistake? And what I normally do when I do this, because I do this every time I feel I made a mistake or made a bad decision, I really sit down and reflect and ask myself the 5 whys of why did I make this mistake. So for example, if I missed the bus, I'll say, why did I miss the bus? Okay, because I woke up late. Why did I wake up late? Because I slept late. Why did I sleep late? Because I was working on task. Why did I work on tasks that made me sleep late? Because my time that I was working on those tasks wasn't efficient enough to where I could finish it in time. Well, what do I need to do? I need to make sure my time is efficient when I'm working on tasks. When I learn what the root cause is for that mistake, I make that a decision criteria before I make a decision the next time, so it can show that I've learned from that mistake. This is just in life in general, because every day we're making decisions, and the main goal is to optimize your decision making process and make sure it's the desirable outcome that you want for yourself. Number 3, it comes from one of my favorite entrepreneurs of all time, and that is Mark Cuban, and he talks about effort is measured by setting goals and getting results. Now this is very important because whenever you want to measure your effort, if you're not comfortable, you don't feel good with the way things are going, you can measure what efforts you're taking by the goals you set and the results you're getting so far. Now this leads me to number 4 and final one. This comes from Kevin O'Leary, one of the funniest guy, Mr. Shark, Mr. Wonderful himself, and he talks about how whenever you make an investment, you have to factor in the fact that that investment could potentially go bust. You could potentially lose that money, and it's important to have savings or liquid enough money to where in case anything happens, you don't have to liquidate all your assets in order to make sure you could fund that emergency that occurred. You don't want to lose your principal and your gains, guys. Now this is very important because he also talks about spend the interest, not the principal. This one I kind of just combined them both together, but spend the interest, not the principal is very key because, for example, you get a dividend portfolio that you have $100,000 invested in. That means 5% every year, either quarterly, yearly, or monthly. You're gonna get a payment for owning those shares or those companies at 5%, so that's $5,000 for the year. Now this is very important that you spend that $5,000 and not the $100,000 that is your principal that you've invested into the market. Okay y'all, so in conclusion, number 1, know what works for you. Number 2, learn from your mistakes. Number 3, efforts are measured by setting goals and getting results. And number 4, have an emergency fund before you invest. Spend the interest and not the principal. As I stated earlier, guys, comment down your favorite one. Comment down your own investment principles or life principles in general if you have one that you live by and you feel like everybody should know or at least understand. And share this to inspire somebody else out there. I'm sharing this to inspire y'all. Share this video with your friends. I'm gonna leave you guys with a quote by one of my other favorite investors that I wanted to make sure I included in here, even though I didn't include any principles from him. But this quote was by Robert F. Smith, one of my favorites, and he said, "Think like an emperor, not just a king." I'm gonna let that sit with y'all. And with that being said, if you made it this far, thank you for sticking with me all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. As always, guys, move with purpose, have purposeful thinking. And with that being said, I am out. Thank you.